Let's take a listen.
Today we end the horror. 4 years, 3 games, 35 theories, all leading up to this moment. Hold on, haven't we done this intro before?
Wait,
that
what?
was for FNAF. This is Minecraft. It's totally different.
Oh.
It's totally different. Game theory. Oh my god. Seven game
Hello,
theories.
Internet. Welcome to Game Theory, the show that's been building Minecraft's lore one block at a time.
Oh my
For
god.
as much attention as FNAF gets on the channel, it's
We
easy to
love
overlook what
Matt
we've done
Pat.
for
Matt
other
Pat
game
is amazing.
franchises. 46 Mario theories, 31 Pokemon theories.
Oh my
3
god.
Hello Neighbor theories, which doesn't seem like a whole lot, but let's be honest with ourselves, it's probably too many. But of them all, I would say that our Minecraft series
I'm
is
doing alright,
the most
Starlight.
important. 35 episodes in total, and it's a pretty impressive
Hi,
collection.
Purple.
Can you punch a tree to death? What's a creeper? Is the overworld a sphere or a cube? But I think our biggest contribution to this franchise has to be figuring out that there was an actual story hidden inside this seemingly
Bye-bye.
storyless game. For as long as Minecraft had been around, and for as many videos existed about the topic, we were able to crack into something that no
Alright.
one had noticed before. That the placement of the blocks, the treasures hidden inside of chests, the spawn locations, the item drops, all of them told a story. And so, over the next 4 years, we chipped away at that story, bit by bit, mob by mob. The Enderman, the Drowned,
Alright.
the Wither, the Warden. And over the years, a story came into focus. A story of an ancient civilization's rise and their tragic fall. A tale of hubris and excess. A tale that serves as a warning to us, the player, out here in the real world. Except there is just one problem. 35 theories, it's a lot to keep track of. And just like we often see with FNAF, I started seeing a number of comments over in the subreddit begging me to set the record straight. To make one up-to-date definitive resource compiling all of our theories into one coherent location. So I put
Right.
all these theories onto the crafting table and enchanted them with efficiency 5 to turn those 35 theories into this one easy to digest 25, 30 minute-ish video. Not exactly sure where it's gonna land.
How
Anyway,
much
we
do
best
you want to
go
bet? I'm
down
gonna
the
get
potion of swiftness
confused.
if we want to get through all of this. Okay, you ready? Well, not quite, because before we get to all that, I just wanted to quickly tell you that the FNAF Theoryware line is
Byron,
officially
hello.
back
Yeah,
for a
Matt
time. So
Pat.
if you missed out on it last time, don't let this one pass you by. Head on over to theoryware.com now
Oh my
and
gosh.
grab them before they're really gone forever. Okay, now we're ready to build up on that Minecraft lore. Let's go.
Minecraft timeline, the
Our
beginning.
story begins with Minecraft
Hey,
Legends,
thank you so much
a
for the
game that
follow. I
came
heckin'
out in April of last
appreciate
year,
you.
but
Welcome
gave
to the
us a
ice, and you
lot
are
more to
Frostbite
chew
now.
on.
Welcome on
The
in.
overworld's in danger. The piglins have come from the nether
The
and are now invading
piglins.
the overworld. When the game puts the invasion down to greed, I have a suspicion that it's due to something else.
All
Sure,
right,
the
hold
piglins-
on. What are the piglins? I'm gonna be stopping this video a lot because I just played Minecraft for the very first time. What are piglins? I've never seen someone watch game theory and brings a tear to my eye. I love Matt Pat. I genuinely love Matt Pat. Matt Pat is an incredible creator. When he left game theories, it was really sad, but a mob in the nether, you can trade with them, are like evil pigs. So piglins. Wait, are they like merchants or are they like the Zambonis? Drops the gold. Both. If you wear gold, they won't attack you. Nico Chamberlain, thank you so much for the follow. I heckin' appreciate you. Welcome to the ice, and you are a Frostbite now. They give you items. If you have gold ingots, you should give it to them. They are evil and greedy, but gold protects you, and you can trade them gold ingots for stuff. Wait a minute, wait a minute. So they are bad guys, but if you have gold, they're good guys? They are only hostile when you are not wearing gold armor, and they are hostile when breaking one of their golden blocks. Yup. Wait, so they're bad if you are not wearing gold or if you don't have gold. But they're good if you are, and they'll give you stuff. Do they remember if you've dealt with them in the past? Or is it lather, rinse, repeat every single time? I see a no, and I see a technically yes. Rinse and repeat? You can also trade with them to gain loot to help you progress in the game faster too. But I don't know if that fully answers my question. Starlight, thank you so much for the follow. I heckin' appreciate you. Welcome to the Iceland. You are Frostbite now. Welcome on in. They won't remember you. Okay, that answers the other part of my question. So it is a lather, rinse, repeat situation. Well, that sucks. Mr. William Afton. Thank you so much for the follow. I heckin' appreciate you. Welcome to the ice, and you are Frostbite now. You okay? Yeah. We're watching a Minecraft conspiracy theory video by MatPat, and I just played Minecraft for the very, very first time. I'm trying to figure things out. We're opening a chest that has gold inside, regardless of whether you are wearing gold armor or not. If you break a gold block near them, they will get mad regardless of gold armor, and greedy for gold. Aw, thank you, William. Oh, Lord, strap in. Oh, God. So it really... So essentially, it's kind of fuck around, find out energy. John, hello. How is it your first time playing Minecraft? Listen, don't judge me. Just because I had never played Minecraft before today means nothing. It means nothing. Yeah, absolutely nothing. It means nothing. All right, have a good night, Fluffy Lizard. Mega Beans? No. Watch the full lore of Minecraft before being doomed. So this is the quote-unquote complete lore of Minecraft done by MatPat in like a 25-minute video. I don't know how well I'm going to understand it, though.
are greedy for gold. We see that in vanilla Minecraft, and there is plenty of gold in Minecraft Legends, but the Nether isn't exactly low on that stuff. They don't
Right.
use things like diamonds or iron or tools or armor. They just hoard all that in chests. They don't understand their real value. Instead, I believe they invaded the overworld because the Nether was in trouble. You see, the Nether used to be a cool and icy place. That's the only way for the basalt deltas to have formed. Basalt
Right.
requires blue ice, the coldest ice imaginable to form, and for lava to flow next to it above a layer of soul soil, which means that ice must have been naturally forming in the Nether at one point. However, as we see in Legends, the piglins have industrialized. They have golden swords and armor, items that require gold ingots that can't be found naturally. They have to be smelted from Nether gold ore or crafted using gold nuggets. This process, in turn, created greenhouse gases, causing the intense heating of the atmosphere down in the Nether. And because the Nether is also 2.5 times smaller than the overworld, less heat is needed to make all that ice melt
Wait.
and the water to ultimately run dry. This leaves the piglins looking for a new world that isn't a fiery wasteland to call their own, and so they look out to the overworld. This is where our first builder comes in. They're busy mining away in a normal Minecraft world, but are interrupted by 3 godlike beings called hosts, the caretakers of the overworld. They ask this mysterious builder to help save the overworld from the piglin threat, giving you the tools necessary to do the job.
Within this case, burn the flames of creation. The flames will call upon friends to fight by your side.
This is the banner of courage. Raise it high, and this world will rise to your aid.
With the right melodies from this loot, the LAs will gather your resources, keep them safe for you, and build whatever you need.
Thanks to the LA and the hosts,
Hold up. What the fuck was that? Sorry. Hosts are gods. Okay. Hosts are gods. But they said Minecraft Legends. Different game, Minecraft spin-off. Thank you, Zelda. Same company, different game. Wait, hold on. So, like, Minecraft Dungeon, Minecraft Legend, Bedrock, and Java, and whatever else, those aren't the same game, even though they're all called Minecraft. Why do you have 2 sets of ears?
So I can hear you better, Cammy.
Also, welcome in. No. Wait, what? So, every Minecraft game is all connected from different points in time. Wait, so Bedrock and Java are the same, but played on different platforms. So, my God, why am I struggling to understand? What does your normal voice sound like? It's definitely lower and it's more raspy. Hi, Tenna. Tenna, thank you so much for the follow. I heckin' appreciate you. Oh, welcome to the Ice Den. You are a frostbite now. But wait a damn minute. Wait. So, the games are all called Minecraft. Bedrock and Java are the same, but they're not the same, but they are the same. Because y'all were able to tell the difference between whether it was Java or Bedrock just by the freaking menu. Hi, Freeze. Legends take place in the past. Java and Bedrock modern era. Dungeons is the future. Okay. Huh. So, Legends is like the history of Minecraft, where it all began. Java and Bedrock is like the here and now. And then Dungeons is like what it all becomes. Oh, it's all good, Cammy. It's all good. Just know that I need both sets of ears. It looks really, really weird if I don't have my fox ears. But am I understanding that correctly? Correct. Okay. Bro is puzzled. Bro is confuzzled. Remember, today was the very first day I ever played Minecraft.
This mysterious builder stops the piglin invasion and peace is restored to the overworld. All that remains in the conflict are broken nether portals.
Bedrock is playable on Switch, Xbox, PC, phone, and others. Java is only PC.
Now have a taste for fighting.
What's happening? How did they learn to fight?
By watching our hero.
This is what turns them into the violent mobs that we know in vanilla Minecraft. Even the villagers weren't immune to this effect. After being given the tools to fight, a group of them would continue to have anger within them once the war is over. They were dubbed the Illagers, and their existence proved that what was meant to be a time of peace was actually cursed by the knowledge of violence and war.
Every day, people just
oh,
like
fuck
you
off,
want to load
YouTube
their guns
ads.
from their bedroom. The barriers are gone. You don't need permission.
All right. Another question. Another question. The Illagers? What are the Illagers? He didn't explain that very well for someone who knows fuck all about it. The Illagers were people that still were angry after everybody fought already? Was there like a war that I missed? For a game I thought was grey villagers that focused more on cooking. Very violent beings. Okay. The war was about Nether versus the overworld. Okay. Nether versus overworld. They do a lot of damage. Oh. They wanted to take over your world. Oh, alright. So, we all saw me get my ass absolutely beat by the witch. Yeah? Is the witch or the merchant part of this piglin, illager, or anything like that population. Other mobs joined you in the fight to save the overworld, and during the fight, it corrupted them. Hi, Leylan. We're watching a conspiracy theory on the origins of Minecraft, and I am hella confused. Hence why the mobs in the game are bad. Did the zombies and the skeletons and the drowned and all those things exist in Legends? Like the prequel? Hmm. Yes, they used to be peaceful mobs. Oh. Okay. So they've went from peaceful to fuck your feelings. Yes. Hmm. Hello, Tobias. Yeah, I'm still live, Void. Alright.
Thanks to the builder and their companions bringing peace, the hosts decide it's time to leave,
There are endless worlds out there, waiting to be explored.
letting the builders be in charge of the world. So they begin to do what they did when the hosts first called them. They mine and they craft. They start a new civilization. They become the first of the ancient builders. And we see this on some of the pottery sherds from the Trails and Tales update. Pottery sherds in the real world tell us the story of past civilizations. And so sherds like Howl and Sheaf depict the earliest parts of the ancient builder society, where wolves were some of the first animals domesticated and wheat was one of the earliest and easiest crops to grow. However, this rapid growth is the beginning of the ancient builders' biggest problem: over-harvesting and depleting the world of its natural resources. They needed food, and so they hunted the creatures from Minecraft legends like the Regal Tiger and Big Beak into extinction, completely destroying their habitats so they could build this new society. The same goes for resources like diamond, copper, and coal. At first, these were just lying around on the surface of the overworld, but by modern day, we're digging deep into the earth before finding just one block of diamond ore. This led to valuable resources becoming scarce and splitting the ancient builders into tribes based on their location and the natural resources around them. We see
What the fuck? Hi, Haizu. What? What? Okay. So they split into different groups based off a locale and the resources that they had. That I can understand. That happens in the real world. I can understand that. What I'm having problems understanding is timeline. So they came up from the Netherworld after the war, the piglins are still evil, but they create like a whole civilization for the overworld. Ancient pottery and all that stuff, like what Greece did, what Sumatra did, what or Sumeria, Mesopotamia, Egypt, all those cultures did. How far back are we talking at this time period before modern Minecraft? Because the way MatPat is talking, we're talking like millennia. $3,000 BC. Oh, so it's like a while. Hi, Omar. Well. Hmm. All right. I'll shut up for like 2 minutes. That way we can watch more.
See this in the sherds, which are scattered across different biomes, all depicting different resources and technologies. They become hoarders of their own specific resource, and thus trade begins between the tribes. Even the villagers, who used to just simply give the builders their resources, they also got in on the trading action and are still doing it to this very day. As time goes on, the ancient builders continue in their worship of the hosts, the godlike beings that brought them there, building structures like the desert and jungle temples, all with unique designs to demonstrate their different resources and culture, much like we see out in the real world. But the Ocean Tribe decided to take it a step further. This tribe of fishermen that we learn about from the Angler Sherd built the massive ocean monuments, styled like a ziggurat, a structure that was used to connect the people to their gods. This was the ancient builders trying to reconnect with the hosts, hoping that they would maybe return and save them from this world that they created. They even built a replica of the Well of Fate atop the structure, made it out of the same prismarine, and placed an offering of gold at its core. The spoils of
Wait. Hi, Yukiko. Lost Boys. We are watching a game theory conspiracy theory about Minecraft. I played Minecraft for the very first time a little bit ago. Do these temples exist in modern Minecraft? Like in the version I played today? Bedrock. Yes. Very rare to find, but yes, there still exists. What do you mean, rare to find? Some of the structures are now hidden because of the biome update. So, like, they're inaccessible or just difficult to find? What used to be a 1 in 1,000 chance is now a 1 in 20,000 chance to find. Just very rare. Whoa. So it's like you gotta like grind hard in order to find those things. All right. All right. Let's
of
move
their
on.
victory against the piglins, all in the hope that it would bring the hosts back. What they don't realize, though, is that the real monster isn't other tribes, it's themselves. The fishermen continued to destroy the natural environment for resources, crafting and smelting tools and ore, causing pollution and eventually leading to massive flooding. They try
Alright.
desperately to protect their monuments, these temples that the hosts may one day return to, and so they fill these monuments with sponges, trying to hold back the rising water, but it's too much for them to handle. The water keeps rising, and they can't hold it back from filling the monuments. But they don't give up. Pottery sherds found in cold underwater ruins like Blade, Explorer, and Plenty reveal that this tribe was more than just fishermen, they were pirates. They would go from village to village trying to gather resources that they had squandered, which led to other tribes like the Desert Tribe fighting back. Mine and prize sherds found in the desert temples depict the tribe creating mine shafts, now needing to go deep underground to find the precious materials that were once so easy to find. So with pirates on the loose, looting and pillaging, they needed to find a way to protect their resources, and they found that protection with a creature that they once called an ally. We see their face chiseled into the sandstone walls of their temples, a creature with the ultimate defense system, the Creeper. The Desert Tribe booby-trapped their temples with TNT, similar to how real-world pyramids use traps to scare away thieves. Though not quite as explosive. If anyone tried to take their valued possessions, the TNT would be their last fail-safe. No one was gonna mess with this tribe and get away with it. But the pirates were really only after one thing.
The more
Within the
updates
shipwrecks
that
you find
happen
across
in
the overworld,
Minecraft,
there
the
are
farther
chests
away we are from the
containing treasure
hosts.
maps. These maps can lead you to buried chests containing the Heart of the Sea. The Heart of the Sea, when crafted with 8 Nautilus shells, can create a conduit, an item capable of giving anyone in the area water-breathing, night vision, and haste. This was the Ocean Tribe's final hope of surviving the constantly rising water. And while the pirates looked for this treasure, the fishermen that stayed back home created the Guardians, machine bodyguards for their sacred temples as a last resort of protecting it. Given the state that we find the ocean monuments in vanilla Minecraft, we know that they weren't successful. The pirates didn't find the treasure in time, and so the fishermen left behind in the monuments become trapped in water and transformed into the drowned, still carrying nautilus shells as well as tridents, ancient tools for fishing. They continue to stay by their monuments, never having their call for help answered by the hosts. All they have left are the Guardians, who still recognize their creators and don't attack. Sadly, the fishermen weren't the only tribe to be facing hardship. After seeing the devastation that the Ocean Tribe had caused to themselves in spite of their constant prayers, the Desert Tribe gave up on the hosts ever returning and took matters into their own hands. The desert temples depict the Ankh, a symbol of life. This is what the Desert Tribe dedicated their time and effort towards. Rather than waiting for the hosts to return, they wanted a way to preserve their lives and resurrect those who had already died. But how could they do that? Well, the builders were reminded of the spawners given to them by the hosts. These spawners could create mobs from nothing but stone and wood, but they required an energy source to fuel the flames of creation. And that fuel was lapis lazuli, and the only way they knew how to get it was from war, killing piglins. That's when the
Okay, so this just feels like civilization. Hey, we'll steal your resources, we'll deplete you dry, all that stuff, and if you don't figure it out, that. Wyatt! Happy birthday from all of us to you. We wish it was a birthdays that we could party to. Hey, happy birthday, Wyatt. YouTube chat, can we get some happy birthdays in the chat for Wyatt, please? But happy birthday, Wyatt. I hope it's a great birthday. Or if it was like all day today, or if you're just starting your day, I hope it was great. And I hope you got to spend it the way you wanted to. TikTok and Twitch are all saying happy birthday as well. My goodness. Okay, now you see how we get up to Bedrock Java. Not really. You grossly overestimate my comprehension skills when it comes to Minecraft. We'll keep watching.
The Desert Tribe realized something that ancient cultures in our own world used to believe, that Lapis contains the souls of gods and monsters. This is what the ancient builders needed, and to get it, they needed to go to the home of the Piglins to collect more of this magical stone. They needed to go to the Nether. Once the builders arrive in HE double hockey sticks, they set up a camp, knowing that this is going to be a long journey. There they build the Nether fortresses to store the resources that they brought with them, like saddles, horse armor, diamonds, and iron. What was already a wasteland gets harvested by the builders. They destroy the Piglin bastions, they kill the Piglins within to use their souls in the Lapis to create life of their own. But the plan doesn't quite work. The dead...
Wait a damn minute. Wait a damn minute. So the people that fought a war to get out of the Nether are now waging war to get into the Nether? Am I understanding that correctly? Like, this is confusing as hell. I have to assume, like, generations have passed to get to this point. Any Nether mob defeated in the overworld draw life powers. Are those little tiny orbs that I picked up? "30 generations? Sheesh. That's almost as old as I am." Note that XP, you use that for enchanting your armor and weapons. Oh. I have multiple questions about the enchanting, but that's not important right now. Let's keep going.
Piglin souls don't turn into lapis as they did before. But why? Well, it's because the souls work differently in the nether. Rather than forming into magical stones, they transfer into the ground, into the sand. As their comrades fall, their souls are sucked from their bodies into the ground to create soul sand. It's then that a new mob's created, the Wither Skeleton. Suddenly, the ancient builders are left fighting against the bodies of their own fallen warriors, without souls but still clinging on to their purpose, defending what they had once built.
Hi, Kelly. Okay, hold on. Earlier's talk about the flame of creation the mobs defeated had their souls absorbed into it. So, wait. So, when people die in Minecraft, their souls go to the nether, or is it just the people that die in the nether? And then it becomes soul dirt. You know, kind of like dirt plus. People that die in the nether. Okay. That's the reason it's called soul sand. Oh. And y'all said that the nether is like extremely strong, like really, really powerful. Is that right? Yes. Hmm. All right.
Themselves. The ancient builders had not only sucked the land dry of its natural resources, but they
Normally,
also accidentally created mobs
in order
that made
to enter the
already
nether,
deadly
you need
landscape
diamond
even more
armor
dangerous.
and
They
tools.
do eventually return to the
Sheesh!
overworld, and they come bearing riches, blaze rods, nether wart, ghast tears, all containing magical properties. And so the builders begin to brew potions, depicting the achievement in the brewer sherds. The ancient builders were now able to surpass their physical abilities. They could be faster, they could resist lava, they could even regenerate themselves. The only thing they hadn't conquered yet was death itself. And so, equipped with soul sand and a bunch of wither skulls, they press on with their experiments. They combine the life-giving soul sand with the wither skeleton heads of their fallen comrades, carving its face into the
Fuck off, YouTube
red
ads.
sandstone walls and depicting their worship to it on sherds. They could take care of themselves, and now armed with the knowledge to create life itself, they thought that they had finally done what the gods could not all those years ago: protect the overworld. As they placed the final head, there was a flash of light and a roar. The Wither was born. But despite their success, their hubris would ultimately be their downfall. The Wither was uncontrollable. It destroyed the cities that they'd created, leaving nothing in its wake. Not even the other tribes were safe. The destruction was like nothing ancient builders had ever seen before. And so they did the only thing that they could do. They ran. They ran deep underground, where the Wither's blasts would meet more resistance from the stone and deep slate. But their persistence never wavered. They would have to find a way to fix this. They would be able to return to the overworld. They had to make this right, no matter the cost.
Hold on. Wait. Yeah, we're learning from MatPat, and I'm getting more and more confused. Okay. So that tribe was trying to defy death. Created this thing. This thing goes berserk and starts just going pew, 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 pew all over the place. Hi, Amos. Then, they are forced to go back underground. to protect themselves from that being. Am I understanding that correctly? All right, Moon, have a good night. Get some good rest. The Wither is a boss with 300 HP. In order to fight it, you need enchanted gear and tools. You are correct. Okay. So, the cave, or caves, that I found today, that really, like, deep crevasse, and the one that leads into darkness, and, like, the one I accidentally found by moving a brick inside of my little den. Is that where they all went? And they turned into the zombies and all that stuff? Or am I just creating a conspiracy theory on my own? We are by the builders trying to escape the Withers. The Withers? You are correct. Wow! All right.
Once again, the ancient builders were forced to start over, rebuilding a civilization that we now know as the Ancient City, a wide underground space that contains fragments of the builders' past adventures. Items like soul lanterns and soul torches are used to light the city, powered by the souls from their time in the Nether. Enchanted items and potions of regeneration from their successful experiments at brewing can be found in the chests. Despite the circumstances, the builders found happiness. They would dance in the streets with music from Disc 5 playing in the background. At least they would, until fate once again came banging on their door. A builder would go off mining some materials one day when they would hear something familiar, something that sends a bolt of fear through their bodies. The Wither had found them. He ran home to warn the others. The city sounds the sirens and soldiers begin to march. The ancient builders are preparing for war once again. The
Hi,
explosions
Crystallized
grow
Mitsu.
louder and louder. The Wither is slowly blasting its way through their intricate cave system. Fortunately, they'd planned an escape route. In the center of the ancient city is a large circular structure. The smaller versions of these found within the game files call these small portal statues. And if these are in fact small portals, then the large one in the city center must be a real portal, a big one. Underneath the portal, redstone circuits are found. These were experiments using different kinds of power output to try and ignite the portal, but up to this point, nothing had worked. So instead, they decided to turn to the most powerful source of energy they knew of, souls. Directly underneath the portal are blocks of soul sand that are lit. As the Wither gets closer and closer, breaking through the final wall into the city, the portal finally ignites. But instead of celebration, there's nothing but stunned silence. Something is coming out of the portal. A horrifying creature with no eyes that lives off the power of souls, storing them in its chest cavity. Now they're just left with the Godzilla vs. King Kong situation. Two powerful beings duking it out.
Hold up. Is that the warden that you all were telling me about earlier? That you were saying, he's a nice guy. Is that him? Hmm? Who said that? Chat did. Chat did said, he's nice sometimes. Well, that's the warden. That's the warden you were all talking about. I'm gonna be dead ass. He is not nice. Extremely dangerous. Avoid at all costs. I'm gonna be dead ass with all of you. When y'all said the warden, I was thinking like a police officer. I was thinking like, you know, we had the witch. Maybe we got an officer of the law. That's what I was thinking. But no, chat wants to fucking deceive me and be like, he's a nice guy. Y'all are a bunch of miscreants and troublemakers, and I shall never trust you again. Byron, thank you so much for the follow. I heckin' appreciate you. Welcome to the ice, and you are Frostbite now. Welcome on in.
And then the builders hear it. A cry that they never thought they'd hear. The death cry of the Wither. The builders are stunned. The Wither, this thing that caused them to lose everything, is now gone. And their Music Disc 5 happened to record the entire event. This is a cause for celebration. The builders begin to start the party, only for the warden to turn its attention to them. It's triggered by sound, and so it starts to attack anything that makes a noise. With each death, a new block forms. The Skulk, a sentient block that uses the power of souls from fallen mobs to spread across the other blocks. Once again, the builders' lives are in danger, but after all they've been through, they just don't have the energy to run anymore.
Another kind of block. Alright. But a monster that is attracted to sound? What do you mean, Minecraft? What do you mean? Like, hello? This does not make sense. This does not make sense. Like, what?
Instead, they try to live in harmony with the warden. They do what they can to deaden the noises by placing carpets or wool blocks all over the city, but in the end, it's no good. Each opening of a chest would send the warden into a rampage. This is no way to live, and so the ancient builders try to leave their home one final time. They continue deeper into the caves, somewhere that not even the warden could find them, though they needed something strong enough to hold it back if it ever tried to invade, and so the builders created strongholds, a place fortified so as to protect it against attack. The ancient builders made winding pathways and hidden doors so they could escape the warden should it ever break in, and the builders made one final attempt at escape. One last portal that this time would have to work, the end portal. The builders bid farewell to the overworld and jump in, not knowing what might be waiting for them on the other side, and also unsure if they'd ever be able to return.
Oh my god.
The ancient builders enter this vast void of open space and begin to set up their new lives, building fortresses to house their resources, loot chests containing enchanted armor and weapons, diamonds and diamond-plated armor, more advanced tools since the days of the Nether, ready to conquer whatever fearsome foes might come their way. Enter the Ender Dragons. And that's dragons, plural. Thanks to the amount of Ender Dragon
I
heads
can't-
mounted on end ships, we can
No.
tell that this used to be a plentiful species. The ancient builders came to the end and saw these majestic beasts, how they had complete control over the skies, and they wanted that power for themselves. They wanted to conquer the sky, which until now had been impossible. So they hunted down the dragons and used their wings to create elytra, another resource found in the End ships. These were the builders' prized possessions, so they continued to hunt these creatures to near extinction, much like they had done with other species in the past. It would seem that history
Good
continues to
lord.
repeat. But the builders
These people are
eventually realize
greedy
that
as
they're making a mistake.
hell.
They see how they're bringing an entire species to extinction, and they want to right their wrongs. They use their technology and knowledge from past adventures, using the regenerative powers of the gas tier to create end crystals atop tall obsidian pillars. This will continually regenerate the last Ender Dragon, ensuring that it never dies. The ancient builders can now rest easy knowing that they had saved a species, sort of. Without a mate, would always have a population of one. And it seems like their sins eventually caught up to them. Food was yet again becoming scarce, but not all hope was lost. Defeating an Ender Dragon creates a portal back to the overworld. A few brave souls go through, but most others stay in the end. Although they were running out of supplies, there was one crop that was endlessly plentiful, chorus fruit, but it had some strange side effects.
Okay, first off, that's really weird. Second, cat. There are 3 different creators I can think of right off the bat that are furries that I think that you might like their content. I don't know for sure because I don't know what your content tastes are. And I don't know if you already follow them. Okay. Number 1, Papa Mutt. Number 2, Buff Pup. And number 3, Barley the Burr. You might also like Pronzo. Or, Corgi Cam. Those 5, I encourage you to look them up on YouTube, watch some of their content, see what you think of them. I know 600 furries, so I think I follow all. Alright. Those are the ones that I know of. So, if you don't follow them, I encourage going and following them. Like, they stream live on Twitch. All of them do. I don't know their schedules right off the top of my head. Corgi Cam is actually doing a 24/7 subathon. He has like 23 days left on the timer, and he's been live for almost 130 days. But yeah. Hi, Karaiji. Alright. Well, you might find some more. You might find some more, Cat. I'm not a furry, but you are more than welcome here. Be ready, because we are getting closer to the modern era. Holy fuck.
This constant diet of a fruit with teleportation properties causes the ancient builders to slowly evolve into the Endermen, now able to teleport across time and space itself.
Oh my god.
But this comes at a cost. With this transformation, they slowly forget how to build, though they never truly forget how to pick up the blocks. And this is where the ancient builders spend the rest of their days, a race teleporting through time and space, picking up blocks, the remnants of a once great civilization brought down by their own pride. Meanwhile,
Are we
the
sure it's
explorers who
pride or
returned to the
was it
overworld
greed?
reconnected with their old
Thank you,
allies,
Cat.
the Illagers. It's here that they tell them stories of their adventures, tales of life-giving Lapis, end portals, fierce beasts that they overcame. The Illagers revel at the ancient builders' resources, the elytra made from ender dragon wings, their portal technology, even though they don't quite understand it all. They worship the ways of the ancient builders, who would tell them stories and protect them from harm. And because they wanted to follow in their footsteps, they too began to experiment. The overworld was still a dangerous place. They needed ways to protect themselves, and so they created the Ravagers, terrifying beasts with even more terrifying origins. The Ravager was created from their fellow villagers. Their unibrow, their green eyes, the
What?
noses, even their voices remain after the transformation. That wasn't the only thing that they did to these innocent captured villagers either. In the woodland mansions, large woolen heads of Illagers are found, and in the center of the head is a block of lapis lazuli. The Illagers knew that the ancient builders saw lapis as a magical resource, so they took it and injected it directly into the brains of villagers in the hopes of gaining its incredible power. And you know what? It worked. The Vindicators were born, with incredible speed, power, and eyes that changed from emerald green to lapis blue. This was the last straw for the villagers. According to the Mob Bestiary, these are the unspeakable acts that get the Illagers cast out from regular society.
This
From
is so
here, they
fucking
would form their own
confusing.
civilization, wandering into the dark forests and taking over the woodland mansions, continuing their pursuit to bring back the ancient builders, whatever the cost. They become what's known as a cargo cult, where a group of isolated indigenous people
Oh,
begin
Lord.
to imitate the practices and technology from more advanced societies, despite not understanding how the technology works. The Illagers would make structures like beds, maps, even end portals, but none of them work because they're only made out of wool. The Illagers
Sure,
don't
Cat,
understand
sure.
the true nature of these items. But while those don't work, they are able to figure out the secret to new life, and they harness that power in the form of totems of undying. They use this power to create the Vex, the Phantoms, and they even try to create a new human, a new race of ancient builder. They try to create Steve. Throughout the woodland.
What? Hi, hi, Sin. What do you mean that they tried to create Steve? I have a question for you. I potentially have an answer. They tried to create life. Like, I understand that. But what do they mean by they tried to create Steve? Researching Minecraft, watching, like, the lore, I want to say, of Minecraft. VTuber. Hi. I'm doing a channel where I need someone to watch the pilot of Murder Drones. I enjoy it. I don't know if I would. They try to create you, the player. But that just seems confusing. And also counterproductive. Like, that doesn't make sense. Hello, Carson. But like, huh? Carson, hi. Hi, Luke. Carson, stop spamming. Well, that's just it, Sin. I don't know if I would watch it. they'd be stronger than the host to create like life and be new hosts for the play. Oh. Oh. So they're trying to become gods to replace the gods that they served? Am I understanding that right, Byron? Oh, thank you, Mr. Pie Guy. Yup. Okay.
Mansions, there are stacks on stacks of blue, cyan, and light blue wool. These are the
Alright.
same colors that Steve and his ancient builder ancestors wore. This was going to be their final experiment, using these woolen blocks and their powers over life
Right.
and death to become gods, to create their own race of ancient builders. Little did they know that the ancient builders did this exact same thing all those years ago. And sadly, history would repeat itself. After the dust settles, what stands in place of the wool isn't a new race of builders, but instead zombies. The overworld now has yet another dangerous mob to worry about.
What? For fuck's sake.
And thus ends the story of the ancient builders and their influence on the overworld, a land that now lies in ruin, a shell of its former self. And yet despite everything, hope isn't lost. With the ancient builders gone, the overworld has had a chance to heal. There's no one left to over-harvest resources, and so nature begins to return, with the structures built by this ancient race descending into the earth, reclaimed by nature.
Thank you,
biomes
gamer.
becoming more diverse.
Thank
It is,
you.
until you show up. The builders' desire for over-harvesting resources and creating life continue through their descendants. You. Now we spend our time deforesting so we can have a nicer new house, gutting the ground of whatever
Right.
resources are left and killing whatever we see, whether it's hostile or not. It's a story
Right.
of destruction and selfish gain, of greed and ignorance and hubris repeating itself over and over again. And what's more, this wasn't just a poetic story told to make the game more interesting. This story is
Right.
a warning to us, the players. Think back to the ending credits of Minecraft. Quote, "Sometimes I wish to tell them this world you take for truth is merely, and I wish to tell them that they are they see so little of reality in their long dream. These two beings,
Huh.
these gods, these hosts, they're talking about us. The dream is Minecraft, and while we play it, we fail to see the moral that's being told by these two gods, the truth about reality and how this game reflects our own history. In the 8th century, for instance, Vikings used a lot of timber for shipbuilding, construction, and fuel, which led to them deforesting most of Scandinavia. As they started to run out of resources and
Oh.
land, they began to invade the coastal areas of Europe, like England, France, and Ireland, only
Right.
to do the exact same thing again, cutting down the trees until those places began to lose their forest areas too. Sound like the fishermen and pirates from Minecraft? Europe's colonization
Right.
of the Americas was for similar reasons, to access and exploit the abundant natural resources there. Even today, we're seeing the same thing with deforestation, burning fossil fuels, fighting one another for more power and control, just like we see
Right.
with the piglins and the builders and the illagers and the nether, the end, and the overworld. It's a cycle of repeated abuse and neglect. Quote again from the ending. But it would be so easy to tell them. I will tell the player a story, but not the truth. No, a story that contains the truth safely in a cage of words, not the naked truth that can
Huh.
burn over any distance. We are playing the story, and the naked truth that they're talking about is that our world will die if we let it constantly be
Gamer,
ravaged
you've
of
got
its natural
this.
resources.
You've got
So maybe the
this.
next time you log on to Minecraft, you'll
You
see
don't
it
have to
little
have a
differently.
massive
Maybe instead
number
of a
of
flat,
subs in
blocky
order to help
world, you'll see a
others.
reflection of your own. And remember, it can be beautiful so long as we, just like
The
Steve,
fact that you
learn
are
from
here,
the mistakes of the past. It's
that's
been a
more
long
than
trope
enough.
of game theory to prove to you that the hero of the game is actually the villain.
Just
in the
by
game of
supporting
Minecraft and in
one
the real
person,
world, that distinction ultimately
you're doing
falls on
quite a
us
lot.
to decide. But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching.